Good morning. Today we're going to be working on Lesson 28, two-step problems using all operations. Today we will calculate the solutions of two-step equations using prior knowledge of order of operations, PEMDAS. We will use tape diagrams to help determine their answer. Our first example is a problem. It says Juan has gained 20 pounds since last year. He now weighs 120 pounds. Rashad is 15 pounds heavier than Diego. If Rashad and Juan weighed the same amount last year, how much does Diego weigh? Let J represent Juan's weight last year in pounds, and let D represent Diego's weight. So I'm going to put a J here, because this is Juan, and he's gained 20 pounds, we know that. And here's the D for Diego. And we know that he's gained 15. Okay, and then it says to draw a tape diagram to represent Diego's weight. I'm sorry, this one is Rashad's weight right here. Diego's weight would just be D. We're just trying to figure out D. So, what would combining all of the tape diagrams look like? Well, we have this one right here, and this one right here. Okay, so here we have Juan's weight in this entire diagram. Rashad, we know, gained the 15 pounds, and it lines up with what Juan's weight was last year. Diego weighs the same as Rashad did last year, so here's Diego's weight. Okay, now we're going to write an equation to represent Juan's, this one right here, tape diagram. So we have J plus 20 equals what? 120. Okay, because they told us he weighs 120 pounds now. He gained 20 pounds, but we don't know what he weighed last year. Now it says write an equation to represent Rashad's tape diagram. So Rashad is right here. Rashad is D plus 15 plus 20 equals 120 pounds. How can we use the final tape diagram or the equations above to answer the question presented, which was, if Rashad and Juan weighed the same amount last year, how much does Diego weigh? Okay, so we are going to take this equation and we are going to combine these terms because they are both whole numbers. So we now have the equation D plus 35 equals 120. How are we going to figure out what D is? So we're going to take 35 away here, and what you do to one side, you have to do to the other. So 120 minus 35 equals 85 pounds. So D equals 85. So how much does Diego weigh? Diego weighs 85 pounds. Okay, we're going to do another example. Marissa has twice as much money as Frank. Christina has $20 more than Marissa. If Christina has $100, how much money does Frank have? Let F represent the amount of money Frank has in dollars, and M represent the amount of money Marissa has in dollars. So F for Frank, M for Marissa. Okay, we are going to start by drawing a tape diagram to represent the amount of money that Frank has. Frank has F amount of dollars. Then we're going to draw a tape diagram to represent the amount of money that Marissa has. Remember, it said that Marissa has twice as much money as Frank. So there's 1, and there's 2. Then you're going to draw a tape diagram to represent the amount of money that Christina has. And Christina has $100. So we're going to go here. Now remember, this is the total amount that Marissa has. And then this has $20 more than Marissa. And Marissa's money, remember, is M. And this whole amount is equal to 100. Which tape diagram provides enough information to determine the value of the variable M? The tape diagram that represents the amount of money that Christina has, right? So we can write an equation to solve that. We have M plus 20 equals the full amount, which is 100. To determine what M equals, we are going to subtract 20 from both sides. And how much are we left with? 80. The identities we have discussed through the module solidify that M plus 20 minus 20 equals M, because these two cancel each other out. What does the 80 represent? The 80 represents the amount of money that Marissa has. But what does our question ask us? Our question asks us, how much money does Frank have? How are we going to figure that out? Okay, well, we can use the tape diagram from Marissa. We now know that this total amount is 80. So our new equation is, how many F's do we have? 2. 2F equals 80. And to solve it, you're going to divide both sides by 2. You'll get 1 there. Divide this by 2. And you'll get F equals 40.